Honesty is the first chapter in the book of wisdom. I cannot live without books. Do you want to know who you are? Don't ask. Act. Action will delineate and define you. In matters of style, swim with the current. In matters of principle, stand like a rock. I like the dreams of the future better than the history of the past. Whenever you do a thing, act as if all the world were watching. Nothing gives one person so much advantage over another as to remain always cool and unruffled under all circumstances. Determine never to be idle. No person will have occasion to complain of the want of time who never loses any. It is wonderful how much may be done if we are always doing. It is neither wealth nor splendor but tranquility and occupation which gives happiness. Never spend your money before you have earned it. I'm a great believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more I have of it. The most valuable of all talents is that of never using two words when one will do. Do not bite at the bait of pleasure till you know there is no hook beneath it. The man who reads nothing at all is better educated than the man who reads nothing but newspapers. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of patriots and tyrants. Nothing can stop the man with the right mental attitude from achieving his goal. A mind always employed is always happy. Delay is preferable to error. Pride costs us more than hunger, thirst, and cold. Walking is the best possible exercise. Experience demands that man is the only animal which devours his own kind. On matters of principle, stand like a rock. I have sworn upon the altar of God eternal hostility against every form of tyranny over the mind of man. He who permits himself to tell a lie once finds it much easier to do it the second time. When angry, count to 10 before you speak. If very angry, count to 100. The greatest service which can be rendered any country is to add a useful plant to its culture. It is always better to have no ideas than false ones. An enemy generally says and believes what he wishes. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Commerce with all nations, alliance with none, should be our motto. Educate and inform the whole mass of the people. I hope our wisdom will grow with our power and teach us that the less we use our power, the greater it will be. Peace, commerce, and honest friendship with all nations, entangling alliances with none. No government ought to be without censors. The spirit of resistance to government is so valuable on certain occasions that I wish it always to be kept alive. It takes time to persuade men to do even what is for their own good. I never considered a difference of opinion in politics, in religion, in philosophy, as cause for withdrawing from a friend. How much pain have cost us the evils which have never happened? Never trouble another for what you can do yourself. Errors of opinion may be tolerated where reason is left free to combat it. An informed citizenry is at the heart of a dynamic democracy. The earth belongs to the living, not to the dead. He who knows nothing is closer to the truth than he whose mind is filled with falsehoods. We must not let our rulers load us with perpetual debt. Every human being must be viewed according to what it is good for. Laws and institutions must go hand in hand with the progress of the human mind. No man will ever bring out of the presidency the reputation which carries him into it. Every day is lost in which we do not learn something useful. I have no ambition to govern men. It is a painful and thankless office. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. Money, not morality, is the principal commerce of civilized nations. Our liberty depends on the freedom of the press, and that cannot be limited without being lost. To compel a man to furnish funds for the propagation of ideas he disbelieves and abhors is sinful and tyrannical. Bigotry is the disease of ignorance, of morbid minds. Nothing is unchangeable but the inherent and unalienable rights of man. It is error alone which needs the support of government. Truth can stand by itself. Truth is certainly a branch of morality and a very important one to society. Freedom is lost gradually from an uninterested, uninformed, and uninvolved people. In truth, politeness is artificial good humor. Ignorance is preferable to error. When the people fear the government, there is tyranny. When the government fears the people, there is liberty. I hold it that a little rebellion now and then is a good thing. Timid men prefer the calm of despotism to the tempestuous sea of liberty. Every difference of opinion is not a difference of principle. Force is the vital principle and immediate parent of despotism. Enlighten the people generally, and tyranny and oppressions of body and mind will vanish like evil spirits at the dawn of day. The happiest moments of my life have been the few which I have passed at home in the bosom of my family. Do not be too severe upon the errors of the people, but reclaim them by enlightening them. Reason and free inquiry are the only effectual agents against error. It is part of the American character to consider nothing as desperate. The greatest danger to American freedom is a government that ignores the Constitution. Be polite to all but intimate with few. He who receives an idea from me receives instruction himself without lessening mine. Those who labor in the earth are the chosen people of God. He who loves reading has everything within his reach. Let us in education dream of an aristocracy of achievement arising out of a democracy of opportunity. I believe every human mind feels pleasure in doing good to another. The world is indebted for all triumphs which have been gained by reason and humanity over error and oppression. Happiness is the aim of life. We do not have government by the majority. We have government by the majority who participate. An honest heart being the first blessing, a knowing head is the second. Freedom is the right to question and change the established way of doing things. Health is worth more than learning. To preserve our independence, we must not let our rulers load us with perpetual debt. Great innovations should not be forced on slender majorities. Information is the currency of democracy. Equal rights for all, special privileges for none. It is the trait of lawyers to question everything, yield nothing, and talk by the hour. War is not the best engine for us to resort to. The cement of this union is the heartblood of every American. A well-informed citizenry is the best defense against tyranny. Nothing is more unequal than the equal treatment of unequal people. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. An educated citizenry is a vital requisite for our survival as a free people. The boisterous sea of liberty is never without a wave. There is no justification for taking away individuals' freedom in the guise of public safety. Let us be guardians of the liberty of our people. The price of freedom is eternal vigilance. Education is the foundation of a free society. Let us cultivate the tree of liberty. A little revolution now and then is a good thing. History in general only informs us what bad government is. No occupation is so delightful to me as the culture of the earth. I never will, by any word or act, bow to the shrine of intolerance. Laws and institutions must advance as human knowledge increases. Rightful liberty is unobstructed action according to our will within limits drawn around us by the equal rights of others. Commerce is the only thing that can bring people together. Let every man judge for himself. Let us go forward and make this nation great again. A democracy cannot survive without wisdom. A wise and frugal government will leave men free to regulate their own pursuits. I prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. An injured friend is the bitterest of foes. Power is not alluring to pure minds. Religion is a matter which lies solely between man and his God. To learn, you have to listen. To improve, you have to try. The happiest society is the most moral. We are all created equal yet uniquely endowed. Harmony is the soul of all true freedom. Let us strive to do what is right, even when it is not easy.